Hi boys, I thought I would make a little video about your geography assignment just to make sure that you fully understand each section and you know what is expected of you, and you can obviously check through this video at any stage if you have any problems with your assignment and your teacher is not there. Okay, so I've gone back from, this is the Year 6 Humanities section of the website.
Good afternoon, students. If anyone knows the whereabouts of 6C, can you please come to the Junior School office immediately, please?
Right, let's go again. Hopefully Mr. Corley finds his class. Year 6 Humanities, part of the website. Right, I've opened this document up and there are two documents here down the bottom. One is the task sheet and one is the research document. Okay, so I'll open up the task sheet first, and we've got our idea of what we're going to do for our assignment. This term you have discovered the elements of a rainforest as well as the region of Borneo. In the process you have learned about the issue of deforestation, habitat destruction, and the issue of palm oil and sustainability. Okay, so this is the context that you need to bear in mind when you're preparing your assessment. You've been selected to attend the Asia Sustainable Palm Oil, Summit. You will be a presenter at this summit where you will be asked questions by members of the audience in relation to palm oil and sustainability. This is actually a real event that was held in Kuala Lumpur last year, and you can find out more information about the link below. And I would suggest you check that out so you know exactly what sort of a format it's going to be in. Okay, your task. Research and answer 4 questions from the list below. I'll get to those in a minute, which you will present to the class as an oral presentation. So this is a bit different to what you have done before in terms of the format of an oral presentation. You'll be sitting up the front of the class at a table with a number of other students who will also be doing their assessment at the same time as you. You will have in front of you, if you choose to have your notes there, you can. If you want, you don't have to. And members of the class will ask questions that they know that you have prepared for. In like a live action sort of a scene. So for example, I'll be sitting up the front of the class. I would say, who has a question that I'm able to answer? For example, Cooper or Bailey or Nick or someone in my class will put their hand up and say, ask the question, and I will respond with my answer. And that's what I'm marking you on, how you respond and what you say. Okay, so 4 questions that you need to prepare for from the list that I'll get to in a second. Okay, specifically, here are the steps you need to do. So choose 4 questions from the list below on the document. Highlight these questions so your teacher knows which ones you have chosen to research. And you will get a paper copy of this assignment too. Research all of your information and add it to your research document. This is a Google Docs, see the Year 6 website. That's the one I showed you just before. This one, this is your research document. Okay, I'll open that in a sec. Before you begin writing your responses in your own words, okay? Record the websites you have gained your information from as you research. Do not try and do it at the end because you will forget, okay? Because you're going to go through a lot of different websites to find your information. So all you have to do is just copy the link to the website as you research and add it to your document. Write all your responses on the same document. Aim for approximately 2 to 3 minutes in total for all of your responses. So it's not just going to be a, yes, I agree with that, and that's it, okay? You're going to aim for like 30 seconds per, at least, per response. So it's an extended response to the question. The harder questions may require a longer response than the easier ones. That makes sense. Put your final answers into palm cards, which you are allowed to have with you. You could try doing these without any notes at all though, if you wanted to. That would be really excellent. Practice your responses so you can present them orally to the class in a confident manner without like reading your notes in front of you and sounding like a robot. That would be no good, okay? So, scrolling down, these are the research questions of which you have to choose 4, okay? Or more if you wanted to. Okay, so they're separated into 2 sections, and you get to choose whichever 4 that you want. Now, you probably know by now how challenging you're going to find this type of an assignment. So if you feel like the easier questions are going to be more achievable for you, excellent. If you think the challenging questions are the way to go, then you might choose 4 from that section only. But you can choose any 4 from those 11 that you see there. Also, to bear in mind that your teachers know very well what is achievable for you and what is probably not. So don't take the easy road, I'm saying. Okay, if you're a very motivated student, you would probably be looking at the challenging sections. Anyway, for example, are there substitutes for palm oil? Without giving too much information, if you just give a 1 or 2 word answer, that's not going to be enough. Okay? You might say, yes, there are. They include blah, 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 blah. They're as good as palm oil because, or they're not as good because blah, blah, blah. Okay? So you've got to really answer the question. Now, I'll just touch on this one here. Number 11 says, extension. What other comment or question could you answer? Create one of your own that you could respond to as a final comment. Okay? So that's a real extension one that you would do as well as your other 4. Okay, so you might say, or someone might ask you, do you have any final comment that you would like to provide? So you might be looking at a particular sustainable farm that you wanted to promote that you've researched. Okay, or you could put some information about a charity that supports animals that have been victims of deforestation. Okay, those are some things that you could think about. But with that one, check with your teacher once you have done so, once you have created a question. They'll be able to point you in the right direction as to whether that's a good question or if it's not really. Okay, so I just want to go back to the research document before we finish. That should say 1 in there. Okay, research document for geography assignment. Please make a copy before you begin, okay, as normal. So the question in there, that would be which one of these it is, okay? So you would just copy and paste it across or retype it if you need to. Research notes, so these can be dot points / sentences, okay, if you need to. Write sentences. We're not going to be copying or pasting unless it's like a fact, like 97.3% of orangutans will alive, something like that. You can copy and paste because it's going to be exactly the same. But we really want you to start putting it into your own words right from the beginning. And in here, website where I found this information. So that's just the title and the link. So for example, if we went to sustainable palm oil product or Australia, okay, so say if I chose to look at this website, which is a shopping guide for Palm Oil Action Australia. I'll just make sure it's a decent website. Yep, looks pretty legit. Okay, so that might be a recommendation that you could provide to those people who are listening to your oral presentation of how to be a more conscious consumer. Okay, so new products containing sustainable palm oil, you might suggest that this brand is really interesting. Anyway, if you got information from that website, your title of the website would be Shopping Guide - Palm Oil Action Australia. Okay, and the link, obviously when you open it, you would just copy, paste that into here. Okay, please, please, please do this as you go. Don't get to the end and go, oh my God, I haven't got any research websites, and just throw in whatever, because your teachers are really clever and they will be able to work that out. Like me, I'll be able to work that out. Okay, so make sure that you do that as you go. I reckon do one question, research notes, and all of the websites. Okay, we do not want you to just use one website. We want you to use a range of them. If it's a YouTube video, that's technically a website as well. So you would still put the title of the YouTube video and the link where you found it on YouTube. Okay, and you can directly paraphrase from the YouTube videos too if you want to, and particularly if they're facts that are helpful. Okay, cool. We'll just scroll down, I'll show you the rest. Okay, so here's your research notes further down. This is where you're actually typing your responses that you're going to do, say. Then once this has all been checked by your teacher, that's when you can just copy and paste those into palm cards. Okay, or rearrange them into palm cards for you to take in on the day. Alrighty, I hope that all makes sense. And I hope you enjoy doing this sort of assignment because it's something that you know that I'm pretty passionate about. And I've talked to my class particularly about you guys being the fellas that need to make behavioural changes to be more conscious consumers. All right, good luck.